Oh, stop right there. I want to tell you about something. Jakey Ross is planning to do one of the biggest AFL videos ever and one of the biggest AFL events ever. 100 people versus 100 people in a game of footy. The biggest game of footy ever. And if you want to get involved, you can, but you must be living in Victoria. The event will be happening on Thursday, the 20th of April at 10 a.m. at Parkdale. So if you want to get involved, click the video in the link in the description below. Head over to Jakey Ross's video and get involved in this massive event. It's gonna be huge if it happens, and I really want it to happen. I'm getting involved, Cardman's getting involved, so make sure you get involved as well, and let's get this massive AFL event to happen. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 4 tips. It is the Easter weekend of football, so it's something to get excited about. Before we get into my round 4 tips though, let's take a look at how I did back in round number 3. Alright, now let's take a look at how we did last weekend. So we've got a total of 4 out of 9 tips in round 3, and I now have a total score of 14. So yeah, let's just run through all the games. So I took the Lions to beat the Dogs. That didn't manage to get up. I tipped my Pies over the Tigers. I got that correct. I tipped the Roos over Hawthorn. Got that incorrect. I tipped the Blues over the Giants. Got that correct. I tipped the Saints over the Bombers. Got that correct. I tipped the Power over the Crows. Got that incorrect. I tipped the Cats over the Suns, got that incorrect. I tipped the Swans over the D's, got that incorrect. And I tipped the Dockers over the Eagles and got that correct. Taking a look at my own competition, now I'm in 11th spot out of 19 participants. Kev's Magpies is in first spot. He's got a total of 19 and he got a total of 7 out of 9 tips last weekend, so fair play to him. In last spot we've got I'm gonna win 132 with a total of 12, and they got a total of 3 out of 9 tips last weekend. But it's still only, well, it's just finished, well, not just finished, but round 3 has just gone by, so anything can happen, and you know, a lot of spots will change. So that's just the fun of footy tipping. If you guys want to join my own footy tipping competition, you can do so via the link in the description or the pinned comment below. But without further ado, let's get into my round 4 tips. Alright, kicking off round number 4, we've got the Easter Thursday blockbuster between the Lions and my Pies. The Lions are coming off that loss to the Dogs last weekend, while my Pies are coming off a win against the Tigers last Friday. It's a tough game to tip, and I reckon it'll be a close game, basically because of my Pies' ruck crisis at the moment. But I still feel like we're going to get the job done, so I'm going to be tipping the Pies to get the job done, and I'll be backing in my boys. I think it's going to be close. I think my boys will get the job done by 11 points in the end. I think it'll be a very closely contested game, but my boys will get the job done in the end and come away with the victory. So I'm going to be tipping my Pies over the Lions in this game. Next up, we've got North Melbourne taking on Carlton in the Good Friday game. North Melbourne are coming off that loss to the Hawks, while Carlton are coming off that win against the Giants. This is not too tough of a game to tip, but if North really show up, it'll be an interesting contest. But I still feel like Carlton will get the job done, especially now with the news that Griffin Logue will not be playing. It just makes the defensive side of things for North Melbourne very tough against a very good Carlton forward line. So I'll be tipping the Blues to get the job done in this Good Friday clash against North Melbourne. Next up, we've got the Saturday batches of games kicking off at the Adelaide Oval. We've got the Crows taking on the Dockers. The Crows are coming off that inspiring win against Port Adelaide, while the Dockers are coming off that win against the Eagles. It's another tough game to tip, this one, but I'm going to back in the Crows to get the job done. I was just really impressed with how they played last weekend and how they managed to get the win over Port Adelaide. They really fought that game out. And, the Dockers, even though they got their first win of the season last weekend, I still feel like they're a bit scratchy, and now they're playing another game away from home. And I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a tough game for the Dockers, this one. And the Crows, in front of their home fans, will get the job done. So I'm going to back in the Crows to beat the Dockers in this one. Next up, we've got the Tigers taking on the Western Bulldogs at the MCG, 4:35 p.m. It's going to be a ripper of a game, this one. The Tigers are coming off that loss to my Pies, while the Dogs are coming off their very first win of the season against the Lions. Again, another very tough game to tip. Jesus Christ. But considering the Dogs don't play their best football at the MCG, and they tend to not really beat the Tigers at the MCG a lot, and I'm hearing that Martin and Hopper are coming back into Richmond's side this weekend, it's all leading for me to tip the Tigers, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to back in the Tigers to beat the Bulldogs at the MCG in hopefully a cracking game of football. Next up, we've got the Saints taking on the Swans at Marvel Stadium. The Saints are coming off that win in their 150th anniversary game against the Dons, while the Swans are coming off a big win against the Cats. I reckon this is going to be a very good contest, but the way that the Saints are going at the moment, I'm going to be backing them in to get the job done in this game over the Suns. They're just playing some inspiring football at the moment, and they look tough to beat. I'm going to be backing them to beat the Suns in this game. Next up, we've got the Swans taking on Port Adelaide at the SCG to round off the Saturday games. The Swans are coming off their first loss of the season last weekend against the D's, while the Power are coming off a loss against the Crows. It's at the SCG, so I'm going to be backing in Sydney to get the job done in this game. I just reckon they've got the better team than Port Adelaide do at the moment, and I think Port Adelaide, they're just a bit up and down at the moment. I think the Swans are going to come back, bounce back from that loss against the D's in front of their home fans. So I'm going to be backing in Sydney against Port Adelaide in this game. Next up, we've got the Bombers taking on the Giants at Marvel Stadium to kick off, two Sunday games that we've got. The Bombers are coming off that loss against the Saints, while the Giants are coming off that loss against the Blues. I do think, strangely enough, this will be a close contest, but I do think the Bombers will be good enough in the end to get the job done. So I'm going to be backing in Essendon to get back to winning ways against the Giants in this game at Marvel Stadium. So it's Essendon for me over the Giants. Next up, we've got the Eagles taking on Melbourne at Optus Stadium. The Eagles are coming off that loss against the Dockers, while the D's are coming off that big win against the Swans. Not much to say about this game. I do hope it's a close contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the D's will get the job done in a comfortable fashion. Hopefully the Eagles are competitive in this game like they were last weekend in the Derby for about 3 quarters. The D's, they looked very professional last weekend. They just looked mature in that win against the Swans, and I think it's just going to carry over this weekend, the maturity from last weekend, and the D's will be able to get the job done in this one over the Eagles. And last but not least, we've got the Easter Monday clash between the Cats and the Hawks. 17th versus 18th. Who would have thought for an Easter Monday clash? Not me. The Cats are coming off that loss against the Suns, and the Hawks are coming off a win against North Melbourne. even though Hawthorn did win last weekend, I'm still going to back in the Cats to get their first win of the season finally. I just feel like surely it's about time that they get a win on the board. If they can't, get a win in this round, then alarm bells will truly start ringing. I'm going to be backing in the Cats to get their first win of the season in what I think will be a very close Easter Monday clash. But I think the Cats will just be a little bit too good in the end for the Hawks, but you never know, especially since the Hawks are coming off a win as well. You never know how this game could go, but yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Cats to win this one. So those are all my tips done and dusted for this weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be doing the live stream tomorrow night for the Lions versus My Pies clash. Ethan will be there. It'll be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, hopefully you guys join in that stream, and yeah, catch you guys for that. Cheers.